So I am here on Norton Street. See, Norton Street. Is it coming out? Is Norton Street coming out? I took the earplugs that I had in my ears out because I thought it would make me concentrate better on what I was saying and not be distracted by the visual. See, we have now two workmen who just have randomly appeared to do work just because I've just started to make the video, because they weren't here when I was further down, when I made the previous video, which I'll probably delete because unfortunately, so now we have two workmen banging away. That is Norton Street, and they will just bang away. And they're not doing any work, by the way. They are matrix, artificial, technical people in an organic body. Okay? They are the vast majority of the matrix. We've got people lurking behind me there too. Like, this is a spot where you shouldn't get people. But that's essentially because we have, yes, I have a camouflage hat on. Some people would say it's a camouflage army hat. I found it years ago and I've washed it a million times. I still can't get it clean. But I'm putting it on to make a point that, yes, I do wear it sometimes, and some people think that's strange because they know that I probably wouldn't wear a camouflage hat. But it keeps the sun off you sometimes. But what I'm saying is that, you know, a camouflage hat, because we have people in this reality. We have people in this reality. We have people in this reality. Yes, I'm still here. I hope I'm not doing any unnecessary symbolism. We have people in this reality, right, that wear hats. A man said to me many, many, many years ago that he wore many hats. In other words, that he presented himself differently, which I didn't understand at the time. Presented himself differently in different situations. Everyone in the Matrix is like an undercover cop. You know how we have in the shows and movies undercover cops, and even in reality we have undercover cops, where they are you know, undercover cops. In other words, they dress in plain clothes and don't wear a uniform showing that they're a cop. This is essentially the reality we live in, where every person on the street is an undercover cop. They don't walk around wearing a uniform showing you what their true beliefs are, who they are affiliated with, or that they are subservient to the Matrix God entity and this artificial Matrix reality. All these people, all these cars are undercover cops, undercover people. They are artificial, technical people surrounding real spiritual human beings who are in an artificial reality and who are being conditioned to accepting an artificial technical reality. And that is something that is a decision. But in many ways, it's a tough decision, because you can be like myself and say this is all not a benefit to us, which it isn't, I don't think. But at the same time, because the vast majority are that and a part of that, you know, where do you go and how do you live comfortably? There's a not in service bus there. Not in service bus. Norton Street on the sign, there's a few signs there. I don't think I'm getting them in. You know, the sun is up there somewhere. It's been spitting a little bit here, but I must concentrate. I'm going to move further away from those undercover cops, because that's essentially what those people are. Am I getting them in? They are undercover cops. They are not real people doing real work. They will play with lights, they will dig holes, they will do all sorts of things. Of course, I'm not saying that they don't change this reality and put more technological things in operation. There we have some cars up here. I don't know whether they're coming out. I'll just leave it there for a bit. A few cars with lights, a few cars without lights. I don't like doing this because they can see I'm filming, because I've got it round I have to put it round the right way. But I'm totally bamboozled, because when you're aware of this reality, it is very, very, very against you seeing that, yes, an undercover cop is supposed to be someone that pretends they're a normal person, or whatever they're pretending to be. How shall I explain it? In this reality, you have undercover cops everywhere. Undercover people who are not, like if I wore this hat, if I was in the army, I would wear this camouflage hat, okay? Obviously this is just a play one, that people wear around for use, but I could well be part of the army if I was wearing it. But if I take it off, like I've done now, I'm just a regular person. You wouldn't know that I'm really in the army, which, you see, that's what I'm saying, is that in this reality we have people that should be wearing a camouflage hat, but instead they are take it off, like I've done now. But my real, true function in this reality is wearing the camouflage army hat. That's what I really am doing. I'm really part of the I'm really part of the like you can wear different hats, that's right. But what I'm trying to say is everyone wears a different hat, but they're really all part of the one hat. They're all wearing a camouflaged army hat in this reality, because they're all functioning in service to keeping this artificial technical matrix going, operating at full potential, and that also is part of can't hold the mobile much longer, my hand is getting weak here. I'll take that hat off. See, okay, so now I'm a regular person, okay? I'm just an individual, regular human being. And I have no connection to the matrix. But I put the hat on. Put the hat on. And that is my true identity, really. I'm saying that we're in a reality of undercover cops camouflaged hat, army hats, everywhere. But take the hat off, and I can pretend that I'm no longer a camouflaged, army operative doll. This is a doll reality. I'm big on dolls. This is a doll world. When I put the doll hat on, if I was like the vast majority, because I am saying there are two types of people, as my father used to say. There's more than two types probably, in the sense that human beings, real spiritual human beings, can be so suppressed and so muddled up and so mixed up and so driven into the technical reality, to where they lose sight of that they are not meant to be a technical artificial person, because they're not meant to be so, and they aren't that. But just in watching TV, like I've done for a lifetime, as I said before, you've immersed yourself in a different reality. You've immersed yourself away from what you would have been without the television set. So you become confused. You don't think you're confused, you think you're in full control of it, but you actually aren't. It's only when you realise that you've got even more of a problem, if you want to really look at it that way. I was about to say, then you can, then you can open your eyes and see, and everything will become crystal clear, and you have a way of coping with the reality. That may be true for some people, for a few, unique few that are able to override this reality. I can't say it's true for myself. I'm saying it should be, but you tell me. How do you override all this? How do you ignore all this? How does it not affect your mood and your feelings and your always on, that truck says over there. Yes, the matrix is always on, always around real people, even if they're aware of it or not. Because if every matrix person put on their true hat to where you could see that they are all wearing the same hat, then some people, some real spiritual people would, think there was something unusual going on in the reality. But they would just be aware that they are not in a reality where you have all different people, all mingling and, cooperating with one another in the natural world. That is not the reality at all. That is how the reality is presented to real spiritual people, with the gradual introduction of the artificial technology that we use. I'm losing my concentration. But if you saw that everyone was wearing this hat, you would say they are part of a group. They are affiliated and connected to one another. And if you, I took that hat off, and you weren't wearing one, you'd say, I wonder why they're all wearing the camouflaged army hat, but I'm not. it doesn't matter what hat you want to use. What I'm saying is that they are all camouflaged army hats, all undercover cops wearing that should be wearing a camouflaged army hat, because they are an army of one, because they are all connected and all combined. So it's like, but it's camouflage, it's undercover, they're undercover cops. So I don't think I'm explaining this very well, but they are all the one group of people. You know, you could have people that come from all different regions, different places, all over the Earth matrix. But, you know, in the past, we always thought that different areas were quite different culturally and stuff like that. And, you know, but we now do have, like, even I'm in Sydney, you know, like, you know, we have diverse